What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ben Thomas Show. Thanks for coming back. Guys, I just got back from a work trip, and of course, I'm gone when Batman Returns from Hot Toys makes its resurgence as a 2.0 figure. But of course, it poses the question, for those who have the original version, is it this? Is it that? Is it both? I'd like to hear from you guys, and I gotta give you guys my thoughts on this figure. So stick around. If you like the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show, and let's get into it.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Ben Thomas.
Go time! Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Okay guys, welcome back. So let's start off by at least addressing the elephant in the room. We just got the Batman 89 figure. Some of us are still waiting on that figure to come to the collection. But let's be honest, we all have that little piece of nostalgia in us for the Batman Returns film. Some more than others. Some of you out there actually like Returns more than the original, and I can understand why. There was this kind of noir style to it that they had, especially with the creepiness of Danny DeVito's character, the sexiness of Michelle Pfeiffer, and of course, the upgraded Batman suit. It was a very different look than what we'd got from the 89 film, and I always loved both versions. Now, one of the big criticisms of the 89 suit recently from Hot Toys was all the weird dimpling on the final product, and the likeness to Keaton was lost definitely a little bit with regards to the mouth plates. And, need I remind you, when that figure did go up for pre-order, it looked really good. There was definitely a downgrade. So, cautionary tale now when I'm looking at this Batman figure. I'm really happy to report that Hot Toys has given us two different versions. We got the standard version and of course the deluxe version. The standard version comes with still an amazing amount of accessories, but you're not getting that big collectible base. You're still getting a couple of the interchangeable mouth plates, but where I think the deluxe version will shine at the price point of $340 on Sideshow versus the $285 that we're seeing for the standard is in the head sculpt for Keaton. Now, is it a perfect representation of Keaton? I'd still actually say not 100%, but I do think it's a significant improvement over the original figure that we got all those years ago. And when I look at them side by side here, those of you out there that have the old version still in your collection, it's no slouch by any stretch. I love that you got the tuxedo Wayne with that set. I love the fact that honestly, the Batman suit itself has really held up well over time and still looks good to this day. But of course, a lot of us missed that figure. I've been collecting for 14 years, and every time I've thought about picking that old version up, I looked at it at a price point of almost $1,500 US on the secondary market, which is wild. So when I'm looking at this now, yes, you don't get two figures. You get that ripped off cowl look with the deluxe version here from the end film scene, and it does have me wondering, is Hot Toys gonna give us a Catwoman? Especially with the diorama display base that comes with the deluxe. You see that cat head on there? That's interchangeable, by the way, which is awesome. That screams Catwoman to me. And Jazz Inc. has reported that they're looking at releasing their pre-order for their Catwoman figure kind of the end of this month, I think somewhere between the 25th and the 30th. And I know a lot of us are really excited about that because for years we've been asking for a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, and they're finally going to give it to us. Is it going to be a real Sting-worthy event though, if Hot Toys announces a Catwoman for this Batman 85-year celebration? Earlier this week, we were all really disappointed with the fact that we hadn't got a Batman version that we were wanting, and instead we got that Batman Beyond repaint, we got that Batgirl repaint. I like the Batgirl repaint colors-wise, but not figures for me. This made me excited, and there's still more days to be excited. I think we still may see releases as late as Saturday of this week. Right now we're on September the 20th, tomorrow's the 21st, which is Saturday. I wouldn't be totally surprised if we saw another figure come out for this Batman celebration. Could it be Catwoman? Could it be Danny DeVito's Penguin? Oh man, my mind is just running. Now, if you have that old version though, you may be asking yourself, do I need this new version? Is it that much more superior? I would say in terms of the bat suit, there are definitely improvements. There's improvements in the mouth plates, the paint applications, for sure. I mean, obviously, it's been a long time, almost, I think a decade, maybe even more than a decade, since we saw that last version, and paint applications have improved significantly since then, but that, again, figure is still no slouch. If you like the Tuxedo Wayne kind of contrasting it, then I don't think you need this new figure if you've got the old one in your collection. If you don't have that previous version, I think that this is a must buy. But for me, because I've got that nostalgic punch in the chest, like I always talk about when I'm referring to Batman, especially Keaton Batman, he's always going to be my Batman despite my absolute love and affection for the Nolanverse. Now, what version do I want out of these two? Well, I gotta say, the deluxe. But not because of the base. While I think the base is cool, I really just want it for that empty cowl and the Bruce Wayne head sculpt, especially because I don't have a sculpt with my 89 version. And I'd really like to see him in that torn off piece. But the companion needs to be Catwoman. Needs to be. And if Hot Toys doesn't give us a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, then to be honest, it actually inspires me more to consider the deluxe Jazz Inc. package, because that deluxe version also comes with her battle damaged look, which again is ripped out of that final scene of the film. And if you're gonna have him in the ripped cowl, you gotta have him squared off against her, seeing that passion in their eyes, realizing who they are to each other and what that means. How do they fight if they're falling in love? But they have to fight, right? Such a great character dichotomy, and I loved it. You might also have the Mars Toys version of the suited Bruce Wayne anyways, and one of the third-party Danny DeVito Penguins, and so this new pack that doesn't come with the Tuxedo Bruce might not actually be the end of the world for you either, and if you still have that original one, then this is almost a better option in my opinion as well. So there's still that room for both. And I gotta say, it's really freaking cool looking. I love the smooth texture on the Bat outfit. Hot Toys, don't mess that up. Please, for the love of goodness, don't mess that up. It's just not worth the criticism you'll get from it. The original version had that smooth looking suit. There's no reason why this one can't. I love the paint applications and the mouth plates. I will say, honestly, the sculpt for me here, while I think the likeness is definitely vastly superior to the original, and I do think it looks like Keaton, Hot Toys, you lose some points here for not giving it the bloody battle damage on the side. He's very obviously battle damaged when his mask is ripped off. Why did you not include that with this figure? That doesn't make sense. And so, for me, it's probably an 8.5 or a 9 in terms of likeness, but in terms of accuracy to the scene, it's more like a 7, which is a weird omission for this sculpt. Now, one area, and that's why I wanted to talk about this on a this or that segment for you guys, that we often face as collectors, is if you have the old version but you really want this new version, you're likely going to now lose money if you try and sell that original, at least in comparison to what it's been selling for on the secondary market. Is that okay? Sure. Because I think as long as you at least recoup what you originally paid for it, you got to have years worth of time to enjoy that figure in your collection, while all the rest of us were jealous. And you'll still probably be able to sell it at a much higher value, because this doesn't come out until at least July to December of 2025. So for a lot of us, that's a whole year away, and honestly, feels still like a really long time to wait. In the meantime, you'll have the opportunity to sell your current version if you have it. And for the people who don't need the newest version, keep your eye on the secondary market, because you might be able to get at least a decent deal. The posability isn't really there, to be honest. You can see even just from the photos that I'm looking at, I mean, it's gonna have about the same range of posability, I'd imagine, as the original. And again, if you didn't have the original in hand, even my Batman 89 doesn't have the greatest posability, but neither did Keaton in the actual Batman suit. So it's a minor criticism. And Hot Toys once again is giving us this display base that does take up a ton of real estate in your collection. So unfortunately, in order to get all the extras that I want out of this box, a lot of it still might stay in the box in my closet, because I've got the gargoyle display, which I'm going to keep in my display. And while I like this kind of edged look to a building, and I love the swap out pieces, I'm starting to run out of real estate, and if every Hot Toys figure comes with a diorama going forward, man, we're gonna run out of space really freaking quickly. And then we will start to feel like we're wasting money on things that never really truly make their appearance in our displays. Is it worth it for this one to get that additional, head sculpt with the rolling eyes and the empty cowl in combination to a badass figure? 100%. Kind of the big win here. Huge improvement. But will it remain a huge improvement? What will the final product look like? I'd love to hear from you guys on what your perspectives are on that. I also want to know, what are you guys thinking of the price? I think the standard price is great, but I also feel like, honestly, the $340 price point makes more sense for the character that I want to put in my display. Am I really freaking happy this is here? Oh yeah, if you can't tell by my expression, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I just got off a plane and I had to give you guys my thoughts on this figure. But if you guys have the original figure, is it this? Or is it the new figure being that? Or is it both? Is there room for both in your display if you have both? If you had the 89 version come recently or you're still waiting on it, is this still a must buy for you? Or do you feel like you only need one representation of the Keaton Batman in your display? Are you hopeful for Catwoman? Are you hopeful for Danny DeVito's Penguin? What else can we get? Is there about to be a war that ensues between Hot Toys and Jazz Inc. once again over the Batman Keaton lineup? I hope not, but it seems like it could go that way. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. But guys, if you liked the video, hit the like button. Smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show. Is it this, that, both? Let me know in the comments below. And have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Wow, what a great audience. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Because subscribing makes you feel good.
Where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
It's gone. It's all gone.